The first footage for Agatha All Along was officially shown off by Disney at the upfront, and well, we kind of get the vibe and the direction that the series is going in, and we finally got something official to talk about. So, let's talk about the footage that was shown and my thoughts on what they got here. I'm just going to address this right up front. Sometimes when talking about things like this or vampires, I tend to unfortunately forget that not everybody is into this stuff as much as I am, or like my wife, for example. So I might talk over somebody's head, and it's not intentional on my part. To me, it's just normal to know all this stuff because I'm so deeply into it. So I'm going to try to refrain from it or try to contextualize it or break it down a little bit more. So I just want to get that out of the way in case I state something that doesn't make sense, but historically, to me, it makes sense. Okay, so now let's go over the footage here. So, of course, this was shown by Disney at the upfronts for Marvel Television, and the footage seems pretty great from the reaction that it's gotten online and what people are saying that were in attendance. So it opens up with Agatha Harkness, and she is actually not a witch. It's not what we saw in WandaVision. It's a little different. But she is instead a detective who is working on a murder case. She is then glancing through some files and looks at a date and a name on October 13th. And the name that's there is W. Maximoff. We then fade to black, and it comes back with Audrey Plaza's character, who appears right after that, and she's asking Agatha, is this really how she sees herself? Is this really how a powerful witch like this should be living? And then she tells her, you clawed your way out of this. You can claw your way out of worse. And then we see Agatha snap out of it, and it looks like all of her power was stripped away, and now she needs to regain it. Obviously, the ending of WandaVision kind of tells us this, right? And then after that, we got a multitude of multiple sequences of witches, whether they're using spells, gathering in a circle, doing seances, it's all here. And then we got Agatha vowing to walk the witch's road and fully take control of everything back and rebuild her coven. We are then introduced to another new character named Patty, and she's interested in joining the coven, but it's not about wanting to join, it's about putting together witches that aren't right in their mind, says Agatha as the footage ends. So what we got here is a classic tale of, witchcraft and covens reshaped into the MCU. So they're obviously jumping into what we saw, a little bit of what Agatha was involved with her coven, her powers, and everything in WandaVision and the flashbacks, but also we're clearly going to be tapping into more of the occult side of, hey, how do these covens structure? What is their belief? Some of the rivalries, the different covens, and the different types of magic that you can use, and the different things that you can call in. And we're definitely getting the sense that Agatha is out for some massive revenge, and that she clearly wants to establish a coven that is not going to be a pushover this time. And since she is going to walk the witch's road, obviously we're talking about going through essentially trials, putting yourself through the ringer yourself to show, the higher being that you're willing to go through anything to get the power and what you desire, which I'm super hyped for this if you can't tell. So bring it on.